Hello everyone and welcome to another Slightly Sick stream. I am playing, I must have set a seal for it. I am playing Pokemon, and I've also got Unfair Flips. Both games. I think that's an objective statement. Okay, this one, I think, that's what I meant to do. Stick to that. Just not seeing that fast. I want to play Unfair Flips, and I've been playing it in another thing, and I figured I may as well. Like at some point, I need to bite the bullet and start doing stuff. So while I'm at it, I could do. I have no idea what all my Pokemon are at. The Ironclad, Slay the Spire. Oh. I should look if I have a PP max for that. Oh my gosh, I forgot I had color change. Oh no, I'm getting goobed. Alright, I need to run. Man, Pokemon are very low level. What do you mean, God Escape? Alright, I'm running. Alright, Watson had it out for me. What do you mean? What do you mean go to this place where all the Pokemon are the same level as my the gym leader you just barely beat? Oh, Jax. Juicy. I figured out a lot of the struggles that I've had with this game by completing it in a different run of it. For example, I found the speed up button, which certainly helps. Yeah. What have I done? What haven't I done? I haven't done Numoval. Let's look at my bag, see if I've got much in terms of rare candies, because it does just sort of get to the point where, yeah, I do. I want to use, I want to use the Ironclad, you know. So give him a couple rare candies and level well. I've got a pretty stacked team here. I don't know, I could do a less ingenious thing of going back to Lily Cove, because I can not use, well, I guess I could use Focus Punch in conjunction with Oblivious. Bit RNG, but it's an option. Those would be nice. But those historically the best item to give Pokemon. Oh, there's a PP max for Sacred Fire. Gosh, the music is very intense for the menu. Yeah. Yes, so I could cycle my way back. I have to immediately then start surfing. I'm glad I have like the correct badge for surf. I hinted. Keeps terrifying me. I hinted cut. I hinted surf. I hinted. I did not mean to go north here. I need to still be going east. Pretty sure I have Dex Sanity on, so I should get to this Pokemon. I believe I have guaranteed catch on as well. And I have a lot of Pokeballs because I haven't sent many of them. Oh, I also probably should have used a Pokeball on that Mankey earlier. Here we go. Shop West Water Pelago. This bike is really slow. Okay. That's some Kyogre type-ish. Can I not go back this way? Okay. Well, that would explain why I haven't gone back this way. That means I have to go, what, down all the way to Sleepport? Which I probably have to do by the bike thing? Yeah, I entered a few relevant badges. There's a lot of badges I still need in this game. To go. I have 3 badges so far of the 8 needed. Which would track I've beat 3 gym leaders so far. I even get the flattery. I guess I could go north and do Mount Chimney stuff. If I'm not doing New Mobile, I'd rather just get the New Mobile stuff done. Just get New Mobile out of the way. Oh boy, an Ultra Ball for Gyarados. I would suggest probably one of the Pokemon that a very large number of people have just called a regular Pokeball on account of the evolution from Magikarp. That's right, the Lombre I have in my party for the lady who liked grass things. And also because I thought I could evolve it with a grass stone. But no, of course, silly me, it's a water stone. Oh, there we go. Yeah, exactly the opposite of the issue I'm having in Crystal in this game. This game, I've just got way too many Pokemon. Alright. I did a Trainer Sanity version of this run recently, which is where all the trainers are randomized. Sorry, instead of like getting an item for every Pokemon you catch, you get one for every trainer you defeat. And like, someone was like, gosh, I really need this important key. It's locked behind you beating like cool trainer Lena. And I'm like, okay, I'll figure out where they are. And then like some of them were like, oh look, I really need this item that's stuck inside the Team Magma base. And I'm like, I do not have the Magma emblem. There we go, scraps for Choo Charles. Very helpful to get a resource like that. I think the first time I got here, I was very confused by the fact that, hey, Beldum! You're not supposed to be this early in the game, silly! You're supposed to be right at the end, after we fight the champion. Silly Beldum. It's Psychonauts and things for games that I've already beaten won't show up in... This was a trap. I forgot this was a trap. No! Alright, luckily we'll get a little bit more XP. Surely we'll hit this Secret Fire. Again, the animations in this game, very excessive. Oh, I have XP share on the Latias. I noticed because I saw that it got XP. See, Gen 1, but they Gen 19. Yeah. Alright. I don't know what's been happening in the world. Mostly negative things. What's been happening in the world that's funny? There was the Jack Harlow thing. Maybe funny is the weird word to use for it, but genuinely one of the things of all time. Hey, the cherry wood pipe. I don't even know what that item's for. I presume one of the mines that I didn't do. I think that's a real item. Most of these, there's a lot of fake items with what would ordinarily be a Voltorb on them. I guess I should actually be interacting with those because they'll have a Pokemon in them. Oh boy, a Great Ball. Okay, new Pokemon to catch. Especially important if there is like a useful item inside these, which, you know, so far there mostly hasn't been. That certainly isn't one. Yeah, that's a game I've already beaten. Yeah, and then this, like this one, I'm pretty sure is just a Pokemon. Actually, why am I doing that? I've seen that. Oh, it's just actually a Voltorb. I think I may have set them to static Pokemon to still be the same Pokemon. But that Voltorb doesn't look like it's too far away from evolving. Hey, mini kit! I did hint a bunch of the Lego Batman mini kits just before this. Wait, that was also a trap. Am I stupid? Yes. Now, this one, I don't think I... I don't think I need to get that item. I'm pretty sure I already have that item. This game sure hates the run button working sometimes. Yeah, seriously, the encounter rate in this game, it's really something. Well, I need the green to go ahead, so I'm pretty sure that won't be a Pokemon. Princess Leia, boosh. Okay, I know we gotta do something. Is it just step on this? Alright, this is an item that someone else already got in a different game. Red card for Blotcher. I mean, that's a, it's a decent Joker. I don't think it really competes with a lot of the things that I wound up. Let me just see if I have escape ropes. And if I don't have escape ropes, I should buy some. Like, escape ropes really are such quality of life in this. Alright, I need to buy more. My favorite fish. Okay, I didn't actually need to say yes. Like, seriously. Come on, dude. You can't be serious. You can't be serious. I click run that many times, and it fails every single time. Also, that damage was very high. I wonder if it only has a boosting ability. Wait, but I did New Mobile. Isn't Watson supposed to be here? Have I not beaten Watson? No, I have. I don't understand why that didn't work. I also don't know what I need to do to get the Slateport guy active. Oh no, that's right. You need like the Devon goods or something. Yeah, the Devon goods. Yeah, once I get the Devon goods, I can advance the Slateport story. I don't have the Rock Smash HM. So I will have to think my it's just a last time I got a call like that from my dad. It was a butt dial. This time it was an actual phone call, so I paused the recording. Never zoomed in. So, speaking of checks that you actually need to do battles for, I don't think actually it's. I don't remember what I was actually saying prior to, but. I think there's just so many underleveled fights. Yep. Good old win rates. Gosh, there's a lot of animations that take longer than I appreciate. Yep. This isn't a fairy type yet, so I'll just kick. No idea what Drumish just clicked there. Oh, no, I didn't mean to not let Miss Ball. Oh, I do need useful moves on that. Miss Ball it isn't in its buff state yet, but it's still okay. Alright, there we go. Pokemon loves just spamming Protect in these randomizers, I've noticed. Feels like their only win condition is PP stall sometimes. I'm pretty sure it's the Matriarch I need to talk to. Hey, there's a mini kit. I checked, we still are like over 30 mini kits away from going Lego Batman, so I'm not sure why I thought we were so close. Maybe the goal in Star Wars is lower and I confused the two goals. Oh, there's definitely checks here. Dexterity stuff. I don't really want to go too on Dexterity. I don't have the right badge for Rock Smash, unfortunately, though I do have the HM, which I should use while I'm remembering that I have it. I'd hint. Theoretically could have hinted more, but I did hint. Alright, let's go on tail. Several of these are very bad. I'm gonna go with Sand Attack. Yeah, I wish I had just let you learn this ball. Alright. Oh, you have Surf. I mean, you don't need both. I don't need two Surfers, right? Okay, so I have Rock Smash, but I don't have the HM for it. Which means I have to go the other way around, right? Through Meteor Falls. I didn't have the badge to use Cut. Okay. So... how are we doing in terms of checks east? It's these? This place had so many more checks when I was doing, well, I guess this has checks that I just can't see. Because it's got the, Dexterity checks, right? But... oh boy, that'll go really great for my Civ 5 that's already gold. It's a hidden item here. Prop case to Pokemon Light. Apparently that's useful, so that's cool. I don't think I've been to Verdant Turf prior. So I'm pretty sure there's a random person you talk to and they just give you a thing. Verdant Turf, huh? Do I have the badge for Fly? I don't know that I do, but if I do have the badge for Fly. Do I have Pokemon that's learned Fly on the build? I do. So I could have been getting to Slate Port in a much more effective and efficient route, if I remember. Oh yes, I was going to buy Escape Ropes. You are not selling Escape Ropes. That is unfortunate. Probably could have bought Repels as well. Oh, there's like 2 checks here. And And then there's another one when you get Rock Smash, which I do not have. That's it. Relic Badge is very good. Dang. Gravel to really be doing those intense race or whatever. Alright, so up here is one check. And then there's another check, which is that guy's classes. I have no idea what the berry search does, but I presume it has something to do with berries. Pokeball. I have bad news for that guy's classes. Which normally you do just steal, which I always thought was kind of rude. I feel like it is at very least the essence of stealing. Okay. Yeah, I can't get through Rostov, so... But apparently I can get north? Oh, right, just by going north the other way. Alright. Latios. Latios. So, I can fly all the way up to Full Lava Town. Then go back and get other checks that I now can get. Now that I have a waterfall. Also, there's a check just here that I haven't gotten, even though apparently I've been to Full Lava Town. Great. Those checks still sent because I released it and collect. Perhaps I won't do as much. You're level 8! Right, it is so hard to guess these levels of what the Pokemon will be. Hey, there's the black glass. That guy's glasses were very far away. Alright, so let's go and get the rest of these checks down here. Oh, actually, are all the checks inside the mountain? There's 2 checks in the mountain. And they are waterfall related. Trying to remember where the entrance is. It's around here. Imagine how much more annoying this would be if I didn't have blind trainers. Okay, so where have I come out here? There? Okay. So the way that I navigate is you go here. Okay, nobody asked? Oh, I gotta remind myself how to get down the bottom section. Oh, you gotta come out of the door. It would look really cool, flying Latios up a waterfall. Gosh, I remember when I had the, Trainer Sanity on. Maybe I should just prioritize doing the, Eon ticket and such. Alright, I've come out here. Progress. I need to go just around. Bag. Pokeball. It's a horse. Oh my gosh, this is a strong Pokemon at a high level. I sure am glad that I have guaranteed catch-all. Okay, so I guess I was supposed to apparently have level 40 with Waterfall. Is how it's guessing. Means I probably have some stuff caught behind lower level checks than I should. Oh. That's right! Hey! I actually found one of these in my other game as well. It was the first Pokemon I found that could learn Fly. I had so many other flying types that did not learn Fly. And eventually I got there with the Tropius. Hey, I'm on top. I saw one of those last time, so... Okay, so down here... The good thing about Trainer Sanity with blind trainers is that you can just, like, not fight them if you don't feel like it, you know? You just come back to them later. And you do wind up leveling your Pokemon up more. because my Pokemon are underleveled by the fact that I'm not fighting trainers, and I'm also not fighting most of these wild matches. SS ticket! That's pretty good. I don't remember what the SS ticket does in that game in particular. That's unfortunate. Please let the run work. Alright, surely I have items somewhere. Antidote somewhere, specifically. There we go. I only have one antidote. I actually have been to the town with the really big, Alright. That was the last check that I... Oh, but I don't have an escape rope. Okay, that's a new check at least. Yeah, I don't know how important this plate is. Cool. Aside from being an Arceus thing, it's also just actually useful. Alright, got away safely. Psycho boost, huh? Okay, so I think this one lets me leave. Unless it doesn't want me to. Okay. So I can come down here and then come out the door. It was all those couple checks. Okay. Everyone knows that you should always bring your bike with you whenever you go hiking, because it's very safe to use on all of the random bits of mountain cross. An arrow. There's apparently one check, or one. There's a bike check all the way back there. It does appear that it is a genuine and for real check. Thank you. I recently watched a Pokemon trivia show where several of the answers were Pokemon Center. I don't typically watch the person who made the show, not a statement about them. Just more that I tend to, it was the competitors. So I see that person often on the other people's channel. I don't really know that much about them. And I would say that they host them in a different manner to how the other creators that I more typically follow do. This person, oh, this is an item, not a person. Random cosmetic. I have gotten all these random cosmetics, and I have yet to see how to use them as cosmetics. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess all this was meant to be earlier sphere that I was realizing because of how early in the progress of this set Surf was. Whereas by contrast, cut stuff is apparently very far away. There we go. That's my soot sack. Oh, I have to go up the top section to get that one. Even if I do just wind up finding many Ledian. Hey, there's a new Pokemon. You know, I heard there was a meme associated with this Pokemon, but I never really understood it. Ah, there you go. Luckily, I only needed one, so I didn't do the whole meme. Alright, so... I was trying to optimize movement for the least chance of interacting with a wild Pokemon. And now I have to go all the way back around. Now, the good news is I do have to get here anyway. You're wondering, is this person just bad at Pokemon? Yes. There you go, TM60 for Pokemon Platinum. Yeah, I didn't realize I could just ride over this. I guess it does make sense, but... there we go, there's another route clear. I apparently did some of the north of Route 111, but not all of it. For whatever reason. Okay. There's a trainer here. I had to battle them for trainer sanity, but I think down here there may also be an item. There is not an item. Good news is, I don't need to go into Mirage Tower. Presumably because the item that's normally hidden behind it. Sorry. Wigglytuff! Actually, I don't know why I was acting like you need surf to get to this town up here. Oh no, you do, to get to the cave. Alright, that's a Blink Room deck, of course. Most of these junk checks are going to be for Balatro, because that's the one with the most checks. A box of rockets is very helpful. I'm getting more checks to do, which are actually, it's probably not that helpful. Well, no, I do need to. No, but I can goal once I get that. Because I'm probably not playing Choo Choo Charles again until I get to the point where I can win. Alright. This new Pokemon. Traveling Merchant stock size is alright. And then now, that's another fist plate. Did I not send 2 fist plates? I swear I'd already sent the fist plate. Sorry, so there's also... Oh yes, the secret power guy, dude, or whatever they call him. Okay, apparently they just call him Man Near Tree. Alright, there's a fiery path as well. I'm just gonna... Apparently it's just all the Pokemon Platinum items. And a red brick collected, so that's another check that I can get if I go back to playing Batman, which I don't know I might, but I feel like it's most likely I will just goal next time I touch it, just because I've got so many other games. But it's entirely possible. I know something I would like to do in like the short to medium term is try and goal Pokemon... no, sorry. I mean, I checked to see if I can goal any of the Pokemon games, so not that close to any of them. I want to try and goal Stardew Valley. Next time I play Stardew Valley should be me working on goaling it, which may be a multi-episode endeavor. Okay. You look kind of weird. Yep. Hope you are not a much higher level than I am. You are not. Not water sport. Pepper reduces the power of my fire type moves by an amount that I always forget. I have good news. I have a water type move. Well, not good news for them. Mostly good news for me. I actually don't know if water sport also is still applying, because it could be applied to my Combuskin. But luckily, normally that randomizes into a Crobat. I keep seeing it randomize into Crobat, which is much harder. Whose side are you on? Alright, so I can now get to Larbridge Town, which is helpful. You actually need to do like a whole bunch of story to goal this, unlike other Pokemon games where... Sorry, where's... Is Larbridge Town at the bottom of Jagged Pass? Apparently the check's here. Oh. Oh, right, I need strength to get any further here. That's why I can't do anything. And you do actually need to clear that area. Alright, apparently there's stuff in this area. I can never figure out how to use these, by the way. So trying to get back up this path without having to go all the way using the thing. And I did not succeed. Right. Leverage. Oh wait, no, I should go in here because through this you get like a random. Go obvious. Make it. I should really be counting the number of mini kits I sent to that game. But I haven't been, so I guess I won't. This person gives you a thing for free! It's charcoal. Okay, that's like actually a good item. I just presumed it was going to be a bad item because, you know, they often give you bad items. Good news is, for this person's one, I don't need to, I don't need to... like, win. Nothing? No. I don't need to battle the trainers this time, because this gets even more confusing when you have to battle the trainers. Sorry, let me... I don't think it matters which of these two I go into. I'm pretty sure I can go into either that one. And now I can come here. And then I can go north here. Then I can walk into this one. Then I can go here. Then I go down here. And then when I go down here, there's this one, which brings me up to Flannery. There we go. Normal. Alright, this is probably not going to go very well for Flannery on account of the fact that they set rain for my crab hammerist. Alright, let's just quickly get through this whole ordeal. I think the problem with this and some of the other Pokemon games, it's just sometimes you get to the position where you are just clearly winning and there's not really any point to playing it out, and then you just have to play it out anyways. That's often not very enjoyable. Okay, well, that's rude. I was trying to do the move that debilitates you. How dare you do the move that debilitates me? Yeah, that'll pick up for sure. But they're not going to be able to do that much after. Oh, wait, that's cool. I think that's a vanilla thing, isn't it? Oh, I should water spout. I forgot I have water spout. Alright, goodbye. Pokemon up to level 50. I mean, you gave me an Ultra Ball and Paralysis Seal, but you know, no, sorry, someone else gave me an Ultra Ball. You gave me a rare candy, but you know, sure. Not this fella. Weirdo. Prime weirdo. Alright, I am running low on things that I can still do in this game. So perhaps I should have, has a max revive? To Platinum. Those are just helpful when you are trying to, like, actually finish the game. Alright, let me remind myself where I actually still have things I can do. I can get the... Alright, so if I go to Slateport, I can go up north. I can also do the Rossborough. Let's just get the Rossborough one done first. I mean, it's not Rossborough, but Rossborough is where I have to fly to get there. Yes, this is Lockbind Surf, because you have to surf to get through Route 115. There's a bunch of Rock Smash checks there as well that I gotta get. Alright. Now, this check is up. Here? What have I done wrong? Oh, it's up further. Is it? Yeah. Oh, is that bike music? Is that why the music is always weird when I'm on the bike? I feel like I don't notice when I am not on the bike because... Alright. There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the acrobike is supposed to be able to take those hits, but I've not succeeded with that. Alright, so now let's go use fly. There's, yeah, a couple bits north. I think it's around 120, but I don't think I can get that. Sorry, what? No, I was supposed to go. Well, this only gets me so far because I then immediately have to take this. And okay. Which section am I in? That one. Alright, if I do find Pokemon, they are likely to be huge checks. Even if I can get this check very easily. Given I already have a Pikachu. Pikachu, you ain't. Alright, let's see where I got. Ironclad 15 gold, that's pretty helpful. There's a hidden item there, but I've already collected the check from it. I meant to catch that. I was like, hey, you shouldn't run from this. And then I immediately killed it. Alright, bag, Pokeball. I definitely remember the old days on a different, on a different game console. We'll say, where the music still played when you used Turbo. Hey, there's a mini kit. I don't know. It's hard to like count to 30 in the abstract over a large period of time, but it does seem like we may be able to goal Lego Batman next time we play it. Even if that does not in fact involve actually playing Lego Batman. Okay, how do I get to those checks? Oh, I just walk in. Look. There's a reason I often admit that I'm stupid. Oh, I need the acrobike definitely for this one. Because I am not necessarily always thinking things through. Isn't that a thing? Isn't this what you're supposed to do? Help. What? Ah. I'm so confused by the acrobike. This is like the whole thing that this bike is supposed to do is let me like platform. Alright. Go back to my bike. I swear that that is exactly what that bike is supposed to let me do, and it's not succeeding because it is spiteful. And the only reason that it would be failing there is out of spite. What the hell, man? Oh. Okay, that was very annoying. Oh, it was a mini kit at least. We're getting very close to goaling. That is so annoying. I also do find it annoying that this tall grass. Oh, Skarmory! Love Skarmory. Love Skarmory. One of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 2. Alright. I don't know why I clicked back there. No, I do know why I clicked back there. It's to go to the Pokeballs. I'm clearly just a little bit cooked right now. Hey. Well, that is an item we said. So Jenny pulled up. Okay, I think straight north here. Yep. And I should be able to get this faster if I use the broken bike with broken pants. There's an item over there. I think I need waterfall to get it though. Or maybe I just need to fight the Weather Institute people. Because I do know that that's a thing. I don't even know if I get an item in this entire level. I think I just fight this random. So cute, you're disgusting. She's got a very odd vibe. Okay, I don't know why this Combuskin has been so slow, even to Pokemon that are lower level than it and are of like similar speeds. Alright. No, not the 14 damage. Actually, that was a decent amount for this situation. Oh, Pio. Said I found encouragement for dice. I haven't gold dice, so I'm not sure why that isn't going through. That should be for adding Gekko to the Pokedex, right? Okay, it does look like I just had to beat the Weather Institute stuff. Oh, I meant to grab that first. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, it's funny to see them have a drop Pokemon in the wild right next to the weather thing. Whatever. That check. That item. Alright, it's something that's already been collected. Okay. We don't need you. Perhaps these Pokemon are not very high level. Oh, there's a new brain! Fortunately, already built that game. Oh, I actually don't think I can escape given that. Oh, not the color change! Alright. Huh? Mountain Road Key. Well, that's more checks unlocked. I am not BK in any game that I need to unBK Charles, because I don't think I'm that likely to play that game until I can goal it, given a small number of checks before I can goal. And how much I've already played the game. Alright, let's just minimize the amount of check-related contact. Yeah, this game just absolutely despises its players. It just will not let me escape ever. At some point, I might get... Yeah, the good news is, if you do hint, and they're like, oh, you need to catch Nidoqueen, the game will tell you where Nidoqueen is. Alright, this guy... He's doing a lot, you know? I just feel like he doesn't have to be doing as much as he is. Like... And now I have to switch into my own Seeking. Hope I don't take like a serious move. maybe that was more than I was hoping to take from that collection of moves. I certainly wasn't expecting to go down there. You didn't even have a good move for this slot. Just got Hypnosis. Alright, that wasn't appreciated. Alright, let's just spam Waterfall, and then we can fly the Grovile. Fire Blast versus Sacred Fire. Less accurate, more power. I think. Alright, there we go. 5 gold for the Watcher. Oh my god, Scott, I don't... Alright, Scott might be the op. You know, he just will not stop harassing this small child. And it's annoying, because I find him annoying. That's really all the logic there is behind my strong reaction to Scott. How did he must have to come down from the... Wow. Getting a lot of things for... a lot of currency for a game that has no shop checks left, as far as I can tell. Okay, so... I didn't have the Waterfall badge. It's the Mine badge. I have the Mine... No, I don't have the Mine badge. So how do I get these checks that are apparently in logic? Allegedly. Oh. Yeah, I mean, that'll do it. Maybe I type randoed the, This does not explain my issue, so... I'm confused. Alright, let's just get my Pokemon healed up after they were mercilessly murdered. Man, imagine if I had Invisible. Yeah. Simply. Super. Right, now I know you talked to this Wingull individual, and something about that is important. I don't remember why. I have no idea if I will win this fight. Yeah, okay. I'm good. Yes, you gotta go. I don't know if I'm ordering this wrong. I am. Because I guess you have to do this. I feel like they don't feel like they have like great durability into like potential wear and tear, you know? Unfortunately, my Pokemon... Alright, you at least do not resist fire. I'm really feeling the effects of losing my same type of attack bonus. You actually don't resist fighting either, and I should have been using fighting the whole time. I don't know why everything is faster, even when the Pokemon is not a very fast Pokemon. This will not pick up. I was correct. Now my future Sacred Fires might pick up. I just nearly wiped out one of these. By which I mean one of my Pokemon fainted. And it's supersonicing me. in 2K25. We know that this is not okay. You can't do this to random challenges at your gym. Alright, I need to switch. I need to just actually get this with Seeking. It does so much damage. And it has Protect because they just... It's so fast. Alright, just don't use the Hyper Potion and we'll be all cool. I take it back, we are never all cool. Alright. I swear, if this is also faster... There's just no point playing this game, man. Like, what? What the hell is that? Alright. There's no way you're faster than Seeking! Oh my gosh. You hit me with a one hit! Alright, so now I have to lose every single Pokemon in the process of finding out, because this game is just... Cool. Alright, what I'm going to do after this is finally give up and fly my arts out to the whatever the place is called. Sleepboard. Can you do more damage, please? Thank you. Alright, Pokemon. Fly. And if I fly to Sleepboard, actually, I might be wrong. I don't... Can I use the regular? Yeah, okay. Battle Frontier? No, I want to go to, Naval Rock. I don't know how to get to Naval Rock. The berry! You're telling me I got to, fly... I guess back to Sleepboard, which is where I am already. I didn't want to go to Dooford, I wanted to go to... I have the Mystic ticket and the SS ticket. To get to Naval Rock, you have the Mystic ticket. You have to take it the ferry from Lily Cove or Sleepboard. So the ferry is the big thing. I guess you just have to go to Lily Cove. So I went to Sleepboard and they were like, "Who is you?" And maybe that's because I haven't done the yeah, the different musics in this game. Truly. Something. Naval Rock, there we go. I don't know if there are any checks on far. I guess there will always be Alright, Naval Rock. Gladius and Latios, I believe, traditionally. Man. I mean, I know the mystery gift stuff is not very interesting, but I will admit, this is neither. Alright. Oh! No. I need to get Secret Ash. Alright. I'll just wind up using Holo instead of Ironclad. Which I guess... I think I actually already have a defect. Do I have a Silent? Let's... Is there room for Necrodancer? One of the things that's happened while I've been recording the series is... We'll just do it at the Slay Spire 2 has come out, and it has a very primitive amount of render. Wait, no, sorry, the hidden item is there now. There we go, rare candy. So what's here? Is it just nothing? Why not, apparently. If that is true... No, Lugia. Well... what's the other one? The Regent, that's what they're called. I was really struggling with their name. Oh wait, it's Necrobinder. Necrodance is not even the right game. Alright, still. You get to be Regent. I'm just literally thinking about a different game. Doing a lot of Archipelago just scrambles your minds. Hey, Zephyr Badge! I got something quite important from that. Though it is possible that I would have found Lugia literally anywhere else as well. Alright, I don't actually know why there's a why not in the top of the tracker for this game. I think it's just making fun of me. Good news is, we're working on getting our way out of these all sorts of checks, you know? You're asking me, did I fight Lugia? Yes. This is like a third Pokemon there that I didn't recognize. Move Pokemon. Have I really not spoken to the Pokedex person in this game? Much lower level Ho-Oh. I thought you could remove items from the peak. I guess that's the later generation. Alright, so we got a box 5, we got a party Pokemon. I mean, really, it's gotta be him on top. Him on top is not staying on the team. And Lombre wasn't even meant to be on the team. Let me just see, do I have a Leaf Stone now? Waterstone, sorry. I do have a Leaf Stone. I tried using it, it did not work. Thunderstone. What's the Greenwich even do? Oh, that's okay. It's pretty good, actually. See a Leaf Stone, I'll know I've gone too far. I found a Leaf Stone. Can I buy a Waterstone from the shop here, given that I am in Lily Cove? What are you doing here, Brent? Did I even... Oh, no, I didn't. You know, Brenton, sometimes you make... Never mind, Brenton's the greatest player of our generation. Alright. It's the Necrobinder, who I nicknamed after the wrong game. Just, You know, maybe Boss Burn is not the most helpful move to have in a world sense. I gotta look at my TMs. Okay. I was just trying to go shopping, dude. I don't know what to tell you. This appears to be the same shop as the last person. those. Not very helpful for me. Wait, actually. Alright, so I'm going to sell... I know we've got some stuff in here that is worth selling. I should stop selling stuff because well, I'm very unlikely to faint now, actually, now that I have, Sorry, why did I buy Hyper Beam? Alright, I'm fine without those TMs. No clue. Oh, is this all the secret base stuff? Hmm. Is there no Waterstone for sale at any price? Alright, well, I can't access the Team Aqua hideout. I don't even remember what the specific conditions are for that. Is it just like the submarine? I'm a little off on that. Because I know you gotta do that, you gotta fight Maxi, and then after you fight Maxi, you can go, I believe. Alright, yeah, so now we can go in here. Move Pokemon. Right. Now I can look at my Pokemon. Realistically, this summary is the important one. It's got Effect Spore. It's only got Drill Effect. Alright, and then you have... Yeah, we've seen those. I wanted to see what ability you had. Chlorophyll, that's funny. Alright. Sorry, I mean to... then I want to go to my bag. Here's my CM case. And I have Flamethrower somewhere, right? Did I not just buy Flamethrower? I did not just buy Flamethrower because these are randomized. Alright, we're going to teach you Fly. We are also going to teach you Fly. I mean, Drill Peck is actually fine, to be honest with you. Yeah. So we look at Thunderbolt. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it does just not get this in the real game, but you know. Alright, Thunderbolt is fine. Another fine move, right? I could have bought the other TMs then, because they could turn into more useful moves, but that sounds like micro. I really feel like doing micro right now. Okay, I can do Route 121 stuff, but I'm pretty sure I can only do that by going through the other one. Let's just quickly do the, Oh, you know what I just realized? I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's the bike checks in Slateport as well. I have to fight a Slateport floor. Alright, let's do the... Ooh. It's not even that late, and I am very early. I've slept a lot today already. It doesn't look like there's actually anything on the bike path, and I should have just gone south from the other place. Oh, there's a lot of trainer sanity stuff there. There's trainer sanity here as well. I don't even think there's an item here. Yeah, it's just so many trainers in this area, which I suppose is great if the only thing that you like about Pokemon is battling trainers. Unfortunately, I don't think that's ever actually been like a core thing that people like about Pokemon. In fact, I find that they're often something that people do not enjoy. Weakness trap. That's not very helpful. For attempt to Gold Stardew, it's probably not impactful in terms of like how people take me to Gold Stardew. I've missed several items. Oh, I do want back. I just want the Pokeball case. Alright. Of course, the Master Ball. It looks like it'll be a Moltres run in Pokemon Blue again. It's the secret camp. There are always Moltres runs. Alright, there we go. Good old shelter. Rest of nothing. Thank you, Backpack Survivors. You contributed so meaningfully to that game. Alright, now I'm pretty sure I get an item from you after we battle. Your Pokemon were higher level last time we fought. They also weren't too keen on Ho-Oh at the time. Alright, that's pretty dumb. Oh! Yes. Psycho Boost is an improvement over Vine Whip, even if it is not the perfect psychic move. Even compared to Miss 4. Good old TM money substitute. Good old free Mega Buffoon pack. My one regret with that is I wish I had just clicked on to see all the random checks that I was getting. Alright, sorry, there's one more check. Alright, there we go. Thank you, Horsey. I feel like I got Seadra previously at some point. Alright. I don't have anything useful to contribute to the Marita conversation. I'm not sure Marita does that. But alright. That's Alpha Rifle, yep. Alright, let's now fly back to Ortree. Named after all 4 of the trees that are here. If you think you see more than 4 trees, that's actually a optical illusion. Yes, I did forget what the word optical illusion was. No, okay, I was thinking. We're going through something. Oh, yep, something you have to do is even more random and annoying. Those of you say, didn't you already figure this out? I don't appreciate your tone. But it is also the tone that I'm having with myself right now. Gosh, that's the last one way. Alright. I was gonna like, alright, let's see the full battle this time. You know, we gotta give the maximum due respect to our opponent here. Alright. So many successful attacks. They're just trying to PP stall me. I have PP Max Sacred Fire on my other guy. Alright, here we go. Luckily I have Chlorophyll, so that actually boosted me. The funny thing is, even if this did have Sturdy, which is its base ability, Sturdy in this gen only protects you from one-shot moves. I didn't even make it to the last Pokemon last time. I missed. Oh, it was actually faster than me. I guess the sun must have ended. It just keeps using Dragon Dance. Thank you. Alright. I will never speak of this place again. I miss Norman. I don't have enough badges to battle Norman, though. You need 4 badges, and I only have 3. Sometimes when you play randomizers, especially if you're doing like an async where you have multiple games, you will, What? What the hell am I supposed to be doing? How do I get to that section? Waterfall? I don't have waterfall. Or I can't use waterfall. I need the mine badge. No, I can use waterfall. I've been using waterfall this whole time. What am I talking about? Like, I'm confusing dive and waterfall. That's how cooked the different things are in this game. I think I can do fine without having to battle this particular gentleman. They really are like, alright, how do we make sure that people have the most fun here? I know. Acrobike challenge. Gosh, I was absolutely spamming to try and click the right buttons there and not succeeding. Alright, and they have a fake acrobike section just to make you extra sad. There we go. Alright, okay, so we've cleared that section. Alright, let's fly back to Fort Tree. We only have a couple checks left in the entire game that are currently accessible. So sometimes in this game, the currently accessible checks increase. Wish I hadn't used my PP max already. I'm going to go to my bag, and I'm going to use the PP ups that I have on, we only use 3. Oh, not here. Here. Okay. I don't actually know why I was being out of this area before. I presume it must have been the Wingull thing, right? Swallowed. Alright, next time I start one of these fights, I'm not going to skip because I want to figure out why I'm seeing this animation. The green apricot. The Lux fish tank. Alright. It's also an item down here. No, it's just doing that, I see. There's no greater mystery to it. I'm pretty sure I did set it so that I don't have to, like, breed to get the baby forms. What? Oh. Oh, I already have one of you. Plus Benedis. Steven Stone? Maybe Steven Stone wouldn't let me pass until I had beaten the flying person. Gold stud. That's not even a real type of stud. I hope that means it's worth at least 100 bands, if not a million. I'd really appreciate if it was a million. It also may be a real type of stud that's just not in Pokemon games after my era. Like games after my era. But I don't believe that that's a real stud in Pokemon Lego Star Wars. On a bass, on a bass, on a bass. Hey! Invincibility unlocked is very cool, Kanye. Yep. Thanks. Bite rate bonus, I presume, is a fishing related thing. This bunch of checks got left behind cut. I'm not in the cut. Sudo would do. Dowsing machine. Right, so that means that hidden items checks are now in Logic and Platinum, which I hope it's more useful than the other like item finders and dowsing machines are in some other games, because some of them are not very useful. There's a hidden item check over here, which I don't need. Sorry, which I've already got. Alright, at least this is a new Pokemon. Alright, there we go. Well, that would have been nice to have. Yeah, I think one of my favorite introductions of the later Pokemon gens is the, sorry, I'm losing my grip of the English language as we speak. It's like a plus, sorry, where the hell am I? Alright, no, I figured out where I am on the map. Okay, there's something that I hinted over here, which I think might be the letter E. Sorry, let me just check. I think this was the person. Thank you! Decoy technology suit unlock. Cool. I don't know how to use that, but think about it. The letter E for what a Pelago! There we go. Psycard. Heal. Sorry, I missed this. Plasma deck. Oh my gosh! If only I had played this very specific part, which wasn't even showing in Logic. I do kind of want to see one of the surf checks here, right? Why is it not giving me an encounter? It gives me so many encounters, and then when I am looking for an encounter, it gives me none. There we go, there's a new Pokemon! It was a Psyguard. I think if I go this way, and then I'm in Route 121, which is the last checks I have in the game. We've finally come to Route 121 from the other angle. And there's apparently even more legendaries over here. And a hand trap, which I have now learned is -1 hand for the next round, or whatever. I originally thought it meant like it plays a random hand for you, which would be much more detrimental. What are you starting? Insects. That is helpful. I am now, after I catch this, well, I'm not actually currently BK because there's all these Pokemon that I can catch. I just haven't been paying anywhere near enough attention to where they are. Well, to make up for the letter A. Alright, now I can show us Unfair Flips, the greatest game of our generation. Apparently it was slightly offset. Maybe that was intentional. Yeah, I think it might have been intentional. Because you don't really need that section, but it doesn't really help. You don't really see that much. So I now have very high heads rates. Now, teleport, not that useful. All of these are scraps, I just realized. Yes, now that I have this higher heads chance, I make so much more money. Did I make 9 there? I think I may have hit 9. So I just need progressive fairness. Once I get 3 more checks of progressive fairness, I think it is, yeah, then I will be able to goal this game by getting 15 heads in a row. I'm having the exact opposite problem in another thing I'm playing Unfair Flips in, where I have nearly maximum max heads chain, and like nearly maximum everything, including like the dollar coin, but I don't have I've got like a really low heads chance. It's higher now. It's now up like a decent bit. Alright, let's just quickly buy these scraps. Okay. Not E4. Yeah. Oh yes, of course. I think I said Emerald will have loud sound effect, notifying that I'm sending it to Emerald. I might play another game as well. Normally I have Slay the Spire and Stardew as the other slots in this. I don't really have the energy in me to play either of those. So I'd have to think about what other game I have the energy to play. I don't have any progress on Yacht to make. I can pull up Element of Eligo. I've got really good of most of my checks here for the 15 flips. I should have done 30, but you know, I don't always make the smartest decisions. Alright, let's pull up Element of Eligo in the background. I got BK'd in it recently, but I've sent a couple more checks to it, so I should have a little bit more to do. I'm just saying that, noting I don't really have 19 more instances of progressive item limit. I guess that comes from filling a bit. I don't have my setup in a manner which enables me to immediately show off unfair flips, like, element, like, at all. Because I got it set up in a different scene. Let's just get the teleport TM. And we're not too far off getting these checks. The Pokeball, I would presume, is for, yeah, Emerald, so we'll get the joy of the Pokemon Emerald. Got item sound effect. I really need to change the setting for that. Unfortunately, it's not something you can do mid-run. But just to make it so that it's less loud. So, yes, I also wish I had auto flipper on for this, but like I kind of don't, I kind of do. Certainly when you're not like streaming or recording a video using a game, auto flipper is a huge quality of life because it means you can sort of have a flipping on, like while you're asleep even. It's high enough that it would be sending death links at this point, which is great. There we go. I think this is the only remaining check, which would theoretically be in logic. It might not be. I already have all the combo plus that I can get in this run, which is unfortunate. The top one is an unknown file, which is also for E4, which, for those of you who aren't aware, that means it is $1,000. I believe E4 is 1,000. Yeah, because E10's $1 billion. E7 $1 million. E4 is $1 billion. I am stuck at E12 in my other run because the number is higher, which means there's just so many more checks. All right, there's an upgrade. Okay, so now what I need to do is find. Not that one. No, tracker is fine to stay up. I need to find it. Oh, actually, Power Wash is also a good option. All right, let's pull up Power Wash. Power Wash is a nice chill game, and I've got a few more checks to get now. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, Power Wash is just opening up in the background. So while I'm there, I can see if I run into any more wacky wild Pokemon that are new. No, I already got. There we go. I think realistically, it's going to be Route 120 is a more likely place for me to find new Pokemon. Certainly if I start doing, like, fishing checks. I just need to get... Let's make a noise. Now, I think... Well, I'll do the fishing check I was doing. Key items. Let me... I only have the old rod. Alright. Of course. Alright, Pokeballs. Alright, I guess we're using Great Balls now. And there we go. We've caught Caterpie. And Caterpie has bestowed us with a pearl for Pokemon Platinum. Alright, there we go. Let me... pull up Power Simulator. There we are. Vehicle-wise, I know I've got the SUV, and then I think I've got the subway. And while I'm here, I should actually be able to do, I'll let Pelago set up properly. Maybe I actually very quickly go to Emerald and fly to somewhere with more normal noise. Alright, this is the music that's been randomized to play in Lava Ridge. Oh, this is the SUV. I don't know why I thought it was the truck. Like all the Power Simulator recently, I managed to get the temple as the second last level. It's a bit funny going back and cleaning the stunt plane after doing the temple, which is in the regular game, like the final level. Alright. And as part of that, you can actually see inside that level all of the different that's right. I hadn't realized that you should just set it to 20% yet when I set this yellow up. I've learned many things about these games since I've started this. As well as I've got more games. After I finish this run, I've got potentially like a longer term one. My plan is there's a game I want to develop an AP for, so I will be doing that sort of next, and hoping it doesn't take too long if I will actually spend some focus on it. So if I can get that done, that'll be awesome. And then after I get that done, I only got junk checks though. All filler. No. Killer. This is a relatively long level. This is one of the longer levels. This is one that I have stopped playing in randomizers, because it's a bit of a pain. Even with the upgraded stuff that you have. I mean, compared to the base game, oh my gosh. I just remember last time I played this level, 50 Cent TI beef was sort of hidden off. I was listening to Miss Jackson by Damani. Imagine how much better we'd be thinking of Damani right now if Miss Jackson was the last. I mean, that's another statement, right? Like, obviously, we still have respect for Damani, but we no longer feel as confident that Damani won their bit of the beef, given that the last track that he dropped was not as well received, and I personally didn't enjoy it that much. I think, you know, it's really hard to land the equivalent of, you know, what you're trying to do as a Not Like Us after landing what was, I think, a very good Meet the Grahams-esque track. You know, maybe with the Lava Ridge jam going on, this is a more global level, you know. Yeah, this level is a lot. Is that aliens in the graffiti? Because I don't appreciate people making unflattering art of my clients. Man, the plot of this game is something. Like, there's so much going on in Power Simulator. I saw a meme recently, which was making fun of Mayor Lewis from Stardew Valley, but I had to double take just to check whether it was about Jeff Jefferson of Power Wash Simulator, because it was in the EP server. Sorry, it was in I think it was in the CGR server. And you know, Power Wash Simulator is a bit of a hot topic in that server. It's part of what got me back into playing Power Wash Simulator. Yeah, to me, the only thing that I think needs an improvement on, and after I finish working my own game, I might see if it's something that I can work on implementing in Power Wash Sim, is that I think that these checks of like the sponges and so whatever need to actually do something for the overall game. I think not having any checks that actually improve your game, just the level unlocks, is kind of lame. But this game functions a lot better than Vampire Survivors does, and that's why I think it's a better AP. Partly, I guess, because it doesn't have like the character unlock thing. There's a lot of small details around it. But you know, I may not be as large as that one individual from the small ad, you know. But I also have some problems with the where the Vampire Survivor AP is. And I just feel like they break that game way more than they break this game. Because playing like it's like the problem with that game and this game is when you have the unlocks and when you don't have the unlocks, you're just playing the game. You're just playing regular Power Simulator. You're just playing regular Vampire Survivors. Except the differences are, and like you in both of them, in the old version of Power Simulator, which is the version that I started this on, you needed to have 100% save. So I did have to download 100% save because I like there's like weird stuff with the DLC and everything. So like I'm currently working on a save which thinks I have the DLC, but though it will never let me use the DLC levels because I don't actually own the DLC. But it gave me the achievements for finishing the DLC, which is funny. Yeah, yeah, so like that's an issue that luckily was fixed in Power Simulator. But like just playing Power Simulator, especially playing it with like the Trident gun, which is much more effective, it's just fun, still fun, right? But then playing Vampire Survivors, I feel like there's a reason that Vampire Survivors, while being very innovative and having spawned a bunch of really fun spiritual sequels, you know, there's a reason that I feel more inclined to play the Vampire Survivors trading card, not trading card game, like the card roguelite that just came out, and about playing actual Vampire Survivors. Like, I guess part of it's that it just came out, but like it just feel like the game has been outaged by other games in its genre that are more fun to play. Sorry. I might take a break partway through this level to do the Elemental Polygo stuff. That would be really funny if in the middle of this, I sent a Elemental Polygo. Yeah, like there's just none of the things that would be interesting and none of the things that are quality of life are involved in the Vampire Survivors sim. So like playing Vampire Survivors, but you get to play as a whole bunch of different characters. Who cares? That's really something you can do in the base game that doesn't provide you anything interesting. You know, whereas like, you know, I gold the Balatro recently and I had so many things blocked in Balatro that I would normally rely on to play the game, but because I had all of these permanent buffs from the overall thing, and I don't know if there's like something messing with the frequency at which you find rare jokers, because I feel like you found rare jokers a lot in the randomizer. I haven't checked to see if there's anything about that. If there isn't some documentation saying that that's true, I would believe that that's just me noticing the effects of having extra hands and extra money, extra interest, all of that, because you just earn so much more money in that game, in it, and maybe that's the rate that you would normally see them, but filtered through all of the extra times that you're seeing more that I'm seeing jokers that I wouldn't normally see because I'm seeing extra shops. It felt worse in the other one I played where I did have Overstock and Overstock Plus a lot. So then whenever I bought Overstock and Overstock Plus, it's like I was seeing every single legendary joker more or less. Because I did have that like whole run where I barely saw Hack, and I don't think I saw Soccer Buskin at all after I unlocked them. So that makes me feel less conspiratorial about there's a higher odds of finding jokers that in, or like finding higher rarity jokers from Judgments or what have you. I believe that Judgment has like a Q, which is anti-based as well. There's a lot of science in Bellatrix. Bellatrix works. Thug has put a lot of work into making that game, and many of its things I would not know about if not for the way that they were changed for Bellatrix multiplayer. And it's like the order and stuff, which is designed to specifically like prevent some of the ways that the current system interacts. Yeah, once I get to 50%, we'll pull up Element to Pelago. Turn my volume down. Won't affect you guys. I'm just getting a bit of a headache and just having stuff playing. Why am I doing the blind eye? Take the headphones out. You guys will still hear the music, but I won't hear anything. And that will help me play it, hopefully. Especially because there are sounds and sound effects on Elemental Pelago, which a lot of the, you know, there's certainly many of these phone ones, not phone ones, web games, which are either original games or variations on games or implementations of games, which do not have sound effects or sound at all. And you know, sometimes that feels like an improvement. Probably mostly when I'm feeling sick, which has been the last couple of days. I'm hoping to be feeling better tomorrow. Perhaps doing this is not conducive to that, but you know, I don't always make smart decisions. Which is a way of saying I don't make smart decisions. Sometimes I just, it's the problem with being sick, is that sometimes you just get too bored and you sort of feel too depressed to just continue reading something or watching YouTube, and you just need something to keep your mind slightly more occupied. This tile platform floor is a very large check, but the biggest checks is getting these tunnel floors and stuff done. Let's just get the smaller individual bots. Yeah, I mean, so my suggestion, sorry that I was saying for Power Simulator, my suggestion and something I may work on implementing is seeing if you can unlock, and maybe with just how many of them you would get, seeing if you can unlock increased run speed. Because like, look at the run speed here. This is not very fast. And then increased jump height, because the jump height is, you know, reasonably high, but it could be higher. So that was the thing that I was going to look at implementing, but I'll do that after I work on my game, which I haven't mentioned. I may have mentioned in a previous video, but I'm going to work on implementation for Majesty the Fantasy Kingdom Sim, which was a very nostalgic game of mine, one that some years ago now I managed to get one of the first streamers that I sort of really regularly watched to play, which was awesome. Well, it wasn't like completely my suggestion, right? Like they was a game that they had mentioned they were interested in replaying, and I managed to convince the chat to democratically elect us, them playing it. So being able to touch that game and do it helps that there's already some good resources for modding it. I haven't actually seen if there's a randomizer mod yet. That'll be one of the things I check, but currently I just want to get this done because I've already started putting on YouTube before I focus on doing too much of the development and implementation of that. So I'm leaving the research stuff until later, until after I finish these runs. It might take longer. I hope that I am able to finish them before the end of April. And certainly if I stop signing up to other APs, I will have a much higher chance of that. But admittedly, so far I've been doing a lot of, I mean, not a lot, right? But I've been doing some very big async ones. One where I've been just completely stuck without being able to play the game anymore for like nearly a week in Slime Rancher. because to progress the game, I mean, like, I could play the game, right? Like, yeah, I'd get money, but I've forgotten all of the money-related things. So now all I can do is get, is go to new areas and find new slimes, you find, treasure pods, you find notes from the character who spoilers for Slime Rancher. I'm pretty sure it's the one that was your mom. And it's a classic. I was playing that in like blind. It was a range of things that we were doing in that, including games that we had never played before. So that's why I picked Slime Rancher for it, because I'd seen some people play it. So I know like random story things that I'm pretty sure I understand and remember correctly. Sometimes it feels very Subnautica-esque. Just, I guess that just means that it's like a progressive. Oh, that's a yawn. I got an actual check. Like, I think that just means it's like a resource management-y, like sandboxy thing, but with a story on it. And where a lot of the story is told through messages from people rather than actually speaking to people or similar. So much ceiling on this tunnel ceiling. Yeah, being sick sucks. I don't recommend it. To miss a couple days of work, miss seeing my niece. I'll probably miss doing the volunteering I normally do tomorrow unless I am feeling much better. Which currently I think it seems a bit unlikely. But all the rest of that, this is from earlier in the level. From earlier in the game. I think a level I may have already played in these videos, given that I don't think it's on the side here. Yeah, I think the washroom gets the satisfying parts of the subway platform, but doesn't have to then deal with the annoying parts of the subway platform, being that you have to so much more. This feels like a notably larger level. And I haven't done the maths on it, but it feels like there's just more sort of fun small things to think about and interact with in the washroom. And whilst the subway platform is just so big, it's so large, there's so much stuff to do. I haven't even been doing the floor here, I'm just working on the wall and the ceiling, and I'm like only making so much progress. And by the way, it does cut in half. Haven't I done for this section? Oh no, I have done this section, okay. Like the fact that it cuts in half and I hadn't even like finished that feels cool. Alright, there we go, and then I should be able to finish this section off as well. I'm gonna finish this section off. Let's work on this. I know one of the times I left one of these not fully cleaned, and then I was like, what the heck is that? Not sure what it means. Maybe just I have to get some of the stuff that you get to with jumping. Oh, see that? It's got a bit of that. There you go. Alright, we'll finish this pillar off as well. And then I'll work on the floor. The floor and the rails. And the platform floor. Do you genuinely wonder how there are so many, like, egg-related stains on the pillars? Platform floor appears to only be this one long bit. Right, let's focus on metal platform floor for a bit. It's definitely more effective this direction, but that doesn't mean that I start doing the effective thing. It just means that I switch to it, you know? Alright, there we go. We got a bit of metal platform floor finished. Did I even finish all of this section? I think... No, I didn't finish the signal line. Like I didn't really get to this side at all. Yeah. something that feels like it's a huge development of technology is the degree to which people become overly reliant, and myself absolutely included in this, overly reliant on like, what is effectively like white noise, what people call second monitor content. Both the younger generation, I think, such as Zoomers like myself, as well as Gen Alpha, and I imagine they will likely continue for Generation Beta. But I've seen how it affects my Gen X parents. I've seen how it has affected everything. It's just the amount of need for stimulation, the ability to, lack of ability to stimulate yourself without a thing like has moved from reading to listening to audiobooks. And it's cool. She's definitely able to engage with a larger amount of things, I think, due to that. It becomes less disruptive on her ability to have chores, but also means that, if reading is something that you're doing while doing chores, then you're not really taking a break by reading, or by listening to audiobooks. That's something that, is true for me as well. Where if I am, relaxing by listening to YouTube, but then also or watching YouTube, but then also watching YouTube while I go to the gym. Oh no, sorry, I would listen to music when I go to the gym. So that was meant to be my next example. It's sick. Then if I am also doing that while I'm doing my laundry, or filling the dishwasher and unstacking or whatever, then I don't know if you guys can hear my housemates. They're occasionally saying things, I presume because they're probably on a call playing with other people. Maybe. Except the fact that I have done that earlier on the weekend when I was not feeling sick on Saturday. Yeah, sorry, I was saying something. On Saturday I did a sync where I was playing Civ 5 and my friend was playing Civ 6. It was by far the slowest win of Civ 5 I've gotten in one of these. It was like turn 300 something. I got a science victory. By contrast, I did a culture victory today at turn 114. In an async, which helps because I don't have to, we're not playing at the same time, means I'm not getting checks at the same time as my friend. They did restart their game, though Civ 5 has, I think, better tech for restarting than Civ 6. With Civ 6, you research the text even if you've already sent the checks from them, whereas in Civ 5 it looked like they were well aware that you had already researched them and didn't ask you to do it again. So that's cool. But yeah, so they did restart, and that did mean that, in terms of power, they were starting a bit lower. Being over 100 turns ahead of them. But yeah, scaling significantly later than in an async, or even just a sync with a larger number of games that isn't Civ 5. I also spent a while decade behind Progressive Era. And yes, if you do boost sanity, which I've been trying out, I do enjoy. You do get more actual permanent buffs. I started with 2 bonus settlers when I was in that async because I received 2 bonus settlers as checks and enough faith that I was able to get the Pantheon that gives you the free settler. So yeah, that was all very significant impact in terms of my ability to win the game quickly. I'm focusing on the track bit now. That said, I think the Civ that I was playing, so we were both playing Sejong because we thought it would be cool to both play the same leader. Actually, when I say we thought it'd be cool, it was my suggestion, and they didn't. No, they co-signed it, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm saying too much about. Maybe I'm reading too much to this, but I thought it was cool. We're both playing the same civ. Sejong is okay. That said, Sejong does not really have any bonuses that help you win a science victory. Sejong is just, helps you get checks for science. And the science turning into culture is very helpful for getting checks as well. But you don't really win quicker because of Sejong. And I spent ages missing the last progressive spaceport, so having my ships move at 1 in 50, it was pretty slow. Sorry, one turn. So the way the science victory works in Civ 6 is you send a satellite up, and that finds the whole world. In Civ 5, you just have to research satellites. You don't have to actually send one up. And then you send. So then after that, you do the moon landing in Civ 6. You do the moon landing. After landing on the moon, when you do the moon landing, you get a bunch of culture, which is really good because it makes it harder for other civs to win a tourism victory against you. After the moon landing, you send something to Mars. I don't even remember what bonus you get for sending something to Mars. It's not a very significant thing. But after that, you send a thing to go settle another planet. So an exoplanet expedition, which after you finish launching it, takes 50 turns to land there and settle. But you can increase the rate at which it goes by sending up random laser stations. I'm not actually really sure why laser stations increase the speed at which the thing moves. Well, that's explained, but it's not explained well enough for me. It's kind of stupid. But yeah, so you launch those. So you want to build spaceports, which are the districts you need to do these missions in a bunch of cities, and then those cities can all work towards you finishing the game. Especially because I wound up with a Space Race Civic, which means that you get free electricity and aluminium in every city with a spaceport relatively early on, which was nice. You need aluminium and electricity to you can come up under the check, by the way. You need electricity and aluminium to. I'm losing my memory of the English language. You need those to power the space station. Either you can send 30 aluminium, or you can use electricity. And those stations all mean that after you finish them, the ship moves 1 turn faster, which does mean that they have real diminishing returns, because moving, because they take a couple turns to finish. You can build a building, I think it is, which lets you use turn workers, so you can turn either your money, or if you are able to finish the game earlier, you can use monumentality to turn faith. Hey, in that as well. Good on him. There we go. I would vote for Jeff Jefferson for mayor. Oh, this is Jeff Jefferson the 12th. I never even clocked that. So that means he's the grandfather of the current mayor, Jeff Jefferson the 14th. Or is it Jeff Jefferson the 13th? That's the father. Actually, don't remember. I'm a fake Power Wash Simulator player. Caldera City. I don't know where Caldera City is. Is that on the train? Okay, because we're in Muckingham currently. I mean, nowhere would be this dirty if it wasn't in the UK, you'd imagine. No, or somewhere they bombed, I suppose. Many of the places here do wind up looking like they are the subject of a terror attack occasionally. Perhaps the fallout from explosions, which explains all of the smoke. Because I can't tell what else this would be if not smoke damage. All I know is that the wall is made of multi-purpose. I can clean this clock off quickly. And when I say that, you know, the greater confidence that I have when I say something means the greater skepticism you should have in the statement. That wasn't too bad. I got grime. I wasn't paying attention, even though I did note that I was about to get to where I had a check. I wasn't paying attention to notice when I did get it. Yeah, I think this is a very fun game. I've also tried playing it on using an Xbox remote controller. That's the word. It's an experience for sure. It's nothing quite like the Game Boy Advance that I am using to play Pokemon's Blue Crystal and Emerald Dawn. But it's only an experience. Yeah, so many games that you shift between, and then they have, you know, like shifting from you doing that to like Undertale, and then Undertale is like the opposite buttons. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Toby Fox, what are you doing? My favorite. You may be my favorite person to have worked on Toy Story 5, but that doesn't mean I've like actually taken an assessment of who else worked on Toy Story 5. I just find that unlikely there's anyone else who I'll be like more impressed by, you know. I'm really, I don't know when Toy Story 5 comes out. It's possible it comes out before this video does, and it'll turn out. Some people have been saying, I feel like it's probably not the case, but some people have been saying that when Toby was talking about working on the movie, it's a joke. But perhaps that is the case. I feel like it's not exactly the sort of thing that Toby normally jokes about, but I'm like by no means an expert. Also, I haven't even like played Deltarune. I probably won't until it finishes. It really feels like Deltarune is just not anywhere near as popular as Undertale was. Like, I feel like you need to go to some like really dedicated Deltarune audience places to hear about it. Or maybe it's like an age thing, and many of the people that I still engage with have aged out of the Deltarune audience. I mean, I remember the one Deltarune meme making it like really big. There've been a couple Deltarune memes, but it was one of them that made it really big, and you know, pretty happy for the game when it did. I guess there's two. There's also the one of guy in the truck. He's quite famously driving his truck right after a beer. Though I think while it's very like the Deltarune part is significant, it's kind of annoying. Like they put like one of the characters who I didn't particularly care for in Deltarune. You know, there's a decent bit of crossover with Undertale, but like, gonna just be like interesting ones. You know. But yeah, like outside of like some very like you know, it just feels like it's much easier to avoid hearing about Deltarune, like Deltarune spoilers or anything, than it was for Undertale. Which, to be fair, I did play Undertale I think relatively quickly after it came out, and I still wound up getting full spoiled. It was spoiled to the point that I never played the bad word route, and they played the pacifist, true pacifist, and neutral routes, because I did not want to do that fight, which you guys may have noticed from the Undertale playing that I have done so far. Not very good at Undertale. I was better back then, but not good. I don't know why I'm doing this when I'm still doing this roof that I have not finished. finish this roof and like this section off. Right? Did I finish all the tracks, by the way? Alright. I did. Yeah, okay. Once I finish that section, this section off, I will do Elements Pelago and then sign off. It's already getting a bit late. It's 11 p.m. For a lot of stuff. Let's see how we do an Element Pelago. I may not even get that. Okay. So we'll be getting this up to BK. Capable of finishing this level tonight at all. Which I guess means that next time I play a game, I might go Pokemon Light and Pokemon Light and Power Wash them. I know I need to really start getting into the Pokemon games. I was trying to put them off until I got Goal, and then I realized like that's really not a likely thing. Sorry, until I got Go mode is the word I meant to use there actually, which means until I got to the point where I could finish the game. For those of you who are not all familiar with all the various Inside of Baseball terms in the Archipelago community. I don't even know if I'm using the term Inside of Baseball correctly. I think I am, but I don't think I am. Slang is the word I was looking for. There's some Inside of Baseball means some things, and that's like kind of near what it means, but it's not. I don't believe that's the correct use of Inside of Baseball. This game's addictive. I keep saying I will stop after I finish just this one thing. It's like there's so much to level left. Not clean. At least this middle section. Sorry, let's get on top of here. That will help. Yeah, like in terms of the amount of stuff that have been spoiled about Undertale, I basically know nothing about what's going on in Deltarune. Sometimes I see like Deltarune comparisons pop up in other media, and that's often where it gets me. It was it's the Amazing Digital Circus, I think it's called. Saw some comparisons to that with that, and like I'm not caught up on that at all. I watched the first episode and that's it. And sometimes I'll see like Deltarune spoilers in people talking about that. I don't even know if they're like real spoilers though, like the Deltarune ones. Just like this character is kind of similar to this character. And I will not elaborate on that for anyone. But yeah, compared to like all of the spoilers about Undertale, I may as well have not even heard of Deltarune. I don't even know how long the game's going to be, but I know that people have been keeping up like archipelagos for it as well. So once the game's finished, I will certainly play it and certainly try to play it, and then following that, decide whether I have the confidence to play it in archipelago, which I may not. It's entirely possible. I think the main thing I would like in my current Undertale playthrough is more max health, because I was just dying so quickly, and that's happening less now that I've got the Temi armor. Did I play how much screen? Screen on video? I don't remember. Yes, after I got sent the Temi armor, oh my gosh, that became so much easier. Because I wasn't just immediately dying to like 2 hits. Not something. It was something I got. I don't remember what it was. It was something I needed to finish Psychonauts. I don't. Okay, someone is very loud outside, which is great. So I'll bow to them, I suppose. I don't even remember what it was I needed. I know I needed the different items to imitate the doctor. I know I needed the needed the birthday cake to get Mr. something, the turtle, whose name is escaping me. I need something to get them out of the cage, which feels a bit at odds. I know I needed more movement tech as well, for sure. I certainly needed movement tech. Like, what's it called? Levitate? Levitate was very helpful. I didn't even get that many levels of levitate. Like, check, yeah, when it was doing the collect, it's like, oh yes, there's actually like a couple more levels of progressive levitate as well. I'm like, okay. Yeah, boss fight against the tank was not too challenging. Certainly not compared to doing the meat circus beforehand. Yeah, my housemate. But they are classically trained, and they certainly take advantage of that whenever they're like talking to friends, which I find very funny. It's just like, it was the, you're trying to be like the class clown, the person who has like very serious qualifications and experience in theatre, including in comedy theatre, and pops in. It's like, yeah, damn. It's impossible for me to be the funny one, because they're just funnier. It's tough, it's tough. It's tough for a funny individual to make it in this world these days. There's just too many actually funny people. Yeah, I've got that section, but that's clearly on the side. So I don't need to do that section because it's on the side. I will need to get on ladders, I believe, to get to the top of the platform ceiling section, actually. I go here. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff there. Which I can actually get to by using the subway platform seats. Yeah, you can use the ladder normally to get that. That's why the ladder is here. It lets you deal with the those pits. But you know, if I can beat this without using the ladder, I think that's cool. Still have a few level unlocks for this game. The temple I've actually not done in an AP, so that means I've not done it in some years. I don't know if it's like the a Lost City one, or it's different. If it's like a more regular temple that we might associate with society's extant today. Because the Lost City one is like vaguely Greek inspired, but it's meant to be Atlantis. So like, I feel like it's presumably like Lost City inspired. But no confidence behind that. Just that I sort of associate with that. Like, I don't remember it at all. I actually don't even remember the depiction in the Lost City. It's the Lost City Palace. The Lost City Palace has a depiction of all of the levels of the game. Various depictions of them in an art style which I think is meant to be reminiscent of which is clearly meant to be like reminiscent of like pre-Hellenic Egyptian art. Yeah, definitely got like a mixture of the Greek and Roman going on. Not Greek, I meant Greek and Egyptian. Not really that much in terms of Roman, though. Maybe the statue, one could say. At least they signified the legitimacy on the statue, though. It didn't seem particularly associated with the thing. That statue's meant to be them, right? That statue's not meant to be the Power Washer, because it has a face. And the Power Washer is never represented with a face. The aliens did time travel to stop Mayor Jeff Jefferson because they just don't want to see a hardworking American man succeed, which is devastating. I don't know, the plot of the game is pretty fun. The whole aliens and time travel, and you discover that the aliens time traveled to Atlantis to tell them about you, so that you could stop Mayor Jeff Jefferson's plan. Which, you know, ultimately, yeah, I'm also a businessman, so I will just do what people are hiring me to do, which is why I do multiple things that help Mayor Jeff Jefferson carry out his plan, but then also assist the aliens and Atlanteans in carrying out repairs to the machine that stops the volcano. My loyalty to former clients is not as strong as my loyalty to current clients. Rather than it being more broadly about my perspective on Buckingham or on Mayor Jeff Jefferson. Yes, it's really funny that as I'm like playing this, I'm associating the Damani song. So I've got like a I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Did I finish that section already? That would be easier to tell. Okay, I did. Okay, cool. Now I will definitely switch over now to Element Pelico. Alright, how much stuff do we got? Not that many, not that many. My hands are a bit Alright, so I don't actually know which of these I got most recently, though I will note something like PSI rank up 50. I probably got somewhat more recently. Yeah, Zodiac Tech White Stake. I just want to think about like which games I played more recently. I mean, I literally only just got 6 heads in a row. I just remembered I don't have auto flip on because I've been playing the other unfair flips with auto flip on. I've been like thinking like, oh yes, well the good news is at least I've got back on archaeology from start. Alright. Intermediates. I wound up using that intermediate twice. Now some of these I will have already combined with other things. Compound. Tag, T letter Y. I mean, this stuff will have only combined with more recent things. I love the boss repair, that's pretty cool. I'm just like remembering things that I've done. Alright, so which of these do we think is new? Look at X wind up. No, I got that a while ago. So rank up. 50. Now, what else was it that I had? After Yarn? Psych card. Yeah, okay, so the other thing that I combined it with is also done, which is pretty cool. It disappeared from the side, that's why I know I don't need it anymore. Perhaps I should not be that so close. TMO7 Horn Drill to Pokemon Blue. Now if we look under the something alkali, I will see that was Potash Spirit. We do still need the Potash Spirit, but we don't need to combine with this. Don't need whatever was there before though. Do still need Zodiac Anti-3, Zodiac Tech Anti-3 White Stake. Combinations truly something. Have to check it again with itself. But there we go, charcoal. I guess I would have been checking it with itself at some point in this process anyways. Alright, no gold stake. Shop item. Alright, there we go. That's all BK'd out now. I believe Potash Spirit was not BK'd out. It's possible that some of that stuff that I just unlocked has combinations, so we'll have to keep that in mind. But I just want to clear out these because we know that all the stuff here is combined with something else that's here. There we go. And that obviously combines to this because it just unbecated. It does not, because I already have that. Alright, so if we go to the blanket ornament, it doesn't combine with anything. Okay, horn drill combines with something. In fact, it is likely to be this because the power up's in here. Okay, did I just send this first pass? No. I'm not sure what the power up is then. Oh no, I did only just make that, okay. Alright, so this is the new stuff that I've just made. That still has things. I just made an intermediate, didn't I? And it combines with butter of Galena. No. Something combines with butter of Galena. Okay. We no longer need butter of Galena. We still need this butter of Stanum. It's always difficult to remember what new things there are. It would be in here if it... Must be in this crystalline aqua? No. Maybe I should just stop saying it must be this thing when I do not know what it is at all. Wait. This is the same thing twice. Alright, let's move these over here and like further away from the edge. Okay. Cool. Alright, we'll figure this out in a little bit, I'm sure. Alright, there's a Kelpsy berry to emerald, which you can tell us a lot of because it just made the sound. Also consumable at 100. I feel like it's only so much that I can actually combine that with. Alright. Let's try this again and try to be less confused. Did I try combine this with itself? Okay. Alright. Spaceship Rumby abuse. Or Rumby. Reactor anti-2 white stake. Consumable item 100. Crystalline aqua. So we're already on intermediates. There's only so many of these new elements. Really, that made Plumber go for Trial. Alright, did that unbeca anything new? No. In fact, it is an intermediate, right? And it doesn't combine with anything right now. Now, there's nothing in between those two that's available currently. Alright. Point where we can do a new row with this. Okay. Shouldn't have done that because that combines with this. Alright, now there's no more combinations with Team 17 Protect. The butter is also used up. Even though It's infinite in Pokemon Legends CA Mega Dimensions DLC. Now, that doesn't mean it is so in every other context, I suppose. Straight to compounds already. Wow. It's another Sooth Bell. I mean, it would be funny if the Sooth Bell combined with the other Sooth Bell. First tag. Is this here because I gotta collect? I think it might be. I'm actually gonna move this Sooth Bell up and then move these Sooth Bells over. Oh, Sooth Bell and first tag. Okay. Letter Y is done. Is yes. What about you? Compound 61, so we can look. Compound 61 is done. TM31 Mimicked. Pokemon Blue. Mimic is certainly one of the moves they made of all time. Alright, old Blunderbuss will also be here because of the collect. Okay. Something moved. Oh, it's just the Sooth Bell line. We can move this Sooth Bell up, we can move this over. And continue attempting with the Blunderbuss. Is that? Okay. There we go. One dagger. And Trina Geyser. Caustic Mascot. Caustic Mascot. Okay, there we go. An eye into Pokemon White. And this Plumbago, I believe, is now gone. Purse tag is still underway. Blunderbuss is also gone. Alright, bus repair. Alright, the bus repair just disappeared. The Hydreigon Soul is an intermediate. There are no currently other active intermediates. Bus repair is also gone. First tag. Power up. Alright, that scratch is gone. The power up is gone. Psychard. Kidfisto. Kidfisto combines with the Explorer Kid to make a progressive fishing rod. That's very helpful. So, Sooth Bell pass tag. Psychard, Mintberry. Did I actually finish checking you, by the way? I did not. Amber, there we go. Life Incense. And the last combination, Easter egg for Vampire Survivors. Good on game something. Thank you guys all for watching. This has been... No, I've got enough time. I'm going back. You can't stop me. I will continue cleaning this with Pokemon Emerald music in the background. I feel like I can finish this level. Go to bed. I didn't made a thumbnail for the last video that I uploaded yet. So, consequence of being sick, and I think how mad I was at myself for being too sick to remember to turn the microphone on when I was recording the first hour of that game. Probably. I went to bed right after recording that though, so it does track that I was not spending that extra time to get stuff up. I don't even know if it's like dirty under the ladder, or if there's like grease with it. But I don't need the ladder because I did the ladder section. See, and that one moved in with Jim Carrey. witty joke I was trying to make, extrapolating on the Jim Carrey thing, make it act as if there was some misunderstanding associated with it. But I couldn't. Could maybe parlay it into pretending it was there's like the Doctor Who one where Neil Patrick Harris playing the Celestial Toymaker. Heartbreaking to see. Work recast? Question mark. Sorry, the joke is not very developed, but the joke being that Neil Patrick Harris is gay, and as if like the original actor for Celestial Toymaker isn't long since dead. Not that I know that for sure. I just think it's very likely, given how old he was when he played the original role. And he says, "Well, that's all right then." And I thought that was pretty cool. The Bad Generation was pretty fun. Not the Rani's beat Bad Generation. The Rani coming back was cool, but with the Rani it didn't wind up being very interesting. And the idea of the original, of the Time Lord who discovered the time travel going back was really cool. His name is currently escaping, but he was originally from the Three Doctors, which I think is still a very fun serial to go back and watch. And he's so uninteresting. Like, he's just a big monster, whereas he's like a somewhat tragic villain who was sort of betrayed by the Time Lords, who at this point have also betrayed the Doctor and stranded him on Earth. So we have a greater degree of like, we don't have any skepticism in his claims. Yeah. Stuck in alternate dimension as merely which ate his being until only the resentment that he had at the rest of the Time Lords remained. He was really cool. He's just sort of turned into nothing. Not that I've seen, I haven't seen the Fifth Doctor serial featuring him in a very long time. So it's possible that this change is informed by that. Let's be real. There was plenty of points where they had sort of ruined more interesting villains. In that era of Doctor Who, the Fourth and Fifth Doctor, and just sort of relied on how good the actors playing the Fourth and Fifth Doctor were, how charismatic they were and entertaining they were, to replace the fact that the villains weren't always the most interesting or well developed. Sometimes not even the companions, you know? Oh, that whole section. Yeah, that'll do it. That's fun. I feel like the platform seems like it's very clean. Why is there so much? Well, I don't know. It's a shit. I also find it very impressive that they managed to clean all that section prior to engaging services. I was talking about Doctor Who. I mean, I think they did the toy maker pretty well. Certainly by comparison to how some other Doctors were done in that earlier era of Doctor Who. I'm sorry, how some of the villains were done. Certainly how some of the Doctors were done if we are looking after the Fifth Doctor. Some of these Doctors were not treated particularly well, I would say. I guess that's true for the Ninth Doctor as well, right? I guess it's a unfortunate part of playing a role where they were trying to take the Doctor in a bit of a different direction. It's that if you might just get screwed over by the showrunners, even if it's really nothing to do with you. But yes, so I thought they did the Toymaker pretty interesting, and then like sequel to Toymaker like the toy makers, you know, if they were like its kids or siblings or something. I feel like there was some of them that were explicitly its children. But yeah, the last serial, it's like some interesting stuff that went into it, but it just was not good ultimately, and that was really unfortunate. It's you know, bring back the Rani was cool. I had actually like a couple times, but like there's still the meddling monk. That's the Time Lord who is still unaccounted for, who had been cast in stuck in a monastery in England in the past. So there's one unaccounted Time Lord left after they've done the Master and now the Rani. Though I mean, you know, of course, the Rani we could very much have said was just dead. I mean, they brought back Rassilon, didn't they? In the Gallifrey Falls No More bit. I have to rewatch that. But I swear they had Rassilon. Yeah, the whole time travel stuff is also a bit confusing. They've never seen, because like, could we not have seen the Master when the Master was like the first iteration of the Master, just at some random point? Because we wound up seeing like the Tom Baker iteration of the Doctor as the Curator, right? And we wound up seeing the 10th Doctor as the 11th Doctor at that one crossover. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm interested to see what they do with the Billy Piper, but I don't know that I'm really like that pressed about it, just after how much of a letdown the big finale was. Sort of on every point. With a letdown with the villain, a letdown with the hinted secret villain, a letdown with Doctor, a letdown with the companion. Just sort of all of it was a bit of a letdown, and I think is, you know, it was enough that I didn't buy the Doctor Who Secret Lair. So I've got the Commander decks. I've also got the TMNT Commander deck madly. I've complained about this in other videos, but they really screwed the TMNT set by making it the small set, because that just makes it a much less interesting set overall. And there's so much they're never going to do TMNT again, and there's so much TMNT stuff they didn't do. So much, like there's, you know, it's only more stuff from the movies. They've got Token Razor, but I don't think they made like a caterer card or anything, right? There's, you know, more stuff there. And then there's, you know, more stuff they could have done with Baxter Stockman. There's so much more they could have done for the 2007 show. And I think a decent bit more they could have done from, so the Nick show. I'm trying to remember what year that started from. It's in 2007 show, 2003 show. 2007 is the Back to the Sewers season, right? Second, my ability to remember random Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles facts is failing me. But yeah, like there's a lot of stuff they could have made if they were looking to make more. It's like still so much from the Mirage. Like they didn't even make a legendary version of the Future Toy. Like not even I think they didn't even make like a legendary version of the Doctor was it Honeysuckle, Honeywell, Honey something, Honeycoat? I'm trying to remember. Who is the Future Toy? Or rather has their brain in the thing. Like they didn't make that much of the space stuff, right? Like there's all this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff they could have worked with, which they didn't, to make a full set, or at least like a medium-sized set, right? Like there's more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff than there is Avatar stuff, but they made a full set out of Avatar and they didn't have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that both sucks for just anyone who wants to play Magic the Gathering at all. And sucks for anyone who likes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? People like, oh, and the thing is that even with the space that they had, they, you know, made a bunch of the crossovers of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I think is fine, but I think is objectionable in the same way the Spider-Man set felt because of how few other cards they made. So like, I don't know why they're so resistant to making Planeswalkers in Universes Beyond when, like, they didn't make a Doctor Who Planeswalker. It's like, you know, there's a lot of episodes of Doctor Who where they go to different dimensions, which would fit with the like Planeswalker identity, I think, very easily. Just as like a general example of Doctor Who. But there's like a Minsk and Boo Planeswalker. I mean, I love Minsk. I love Baldur's Gate 2. I love Baldur's Gate 3. I love Baldur's Gate 1. Why is Minsk a Planeswalker? But our but like the Doctor isn't. Spider-Man isn't. There's so much like weird decisions to me in that, where there was more design space to enable a larger set, and a larger set would have, you know, really, I think, made both the Spider-Man and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one, especially in limited formats, would have made them better received. There's just no reason to play two sets of limited. What does it say? Sponsored by. Yeah, would like to make it clear he's talking metaphorically about cleaning. No, that's understandable. I mean, that's what people should be hiring me for. I don't want it to be doing my job. I'm supposed to be getting paid. Yeah. So I don't like the small sets. I think that they could release one less set a year, and they'd probably wind up making more money if, like, instead of releasing the Spider-Man set, the Spider-Man stuff was just part of the big Marvel set, and they just had twice the size TMNT set, or even an extra half the size TMNT set. And there's so much more stuff that they could be doing. I haven't actually looked at what were they doing in terms of like the more recent movies, not just the recent animated movies, but like did they do stuff from the live action like Michael Bay era stuff? Because I feel like, you know, I mean, one of my favorite experiences, oh my gosh, the TMNT movie from, shit, is that TMNT movie is the one that's 2007? It's the TMNT 2007 movie, which like the video game is related to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Up and Punch Up something. That's related to one of the iterations of the movie. Oh, I didn't even check to see if they have the Night Watcher card. I checked for a bunch of characters that weren't in the commander deck, like no Karai. Seeing if there was a human version of Baxter Stockman, and there was. The mouses not being mice. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. They're clearly mice. Like, they're designed to do mice stuff, and mice are like an actual relevant thing in standard. Like, making Baxter Stockman potentially an April O'Neil card as well if they wanted to, or Saga that interacts with mice, I think would have made a lot of sense. Also, like think like make the mouses 2/1s, make them robot mice. I think is a significant you know, improvement in terms of the interactability with something like a set like Bloomburrow. Especially as we've seen a bunch of bands in that space, right? We've seen 100 bands, 100 bands, 100 bands, contraband, contraband, contraband. It's Childish Gambino once said, and this is America. Yeah, we saw a number of bands previously aimed at the set of the Bloomburrow, like the mice strategy, and having like a way to use some of the remaining mice in a strategy which involves flexing into another color as well, I think would be more interesting. Like, you know, I just want, this is obviously coming from perspective of like having been a Hearthstone player, as well as obviously more stuff as well, right? I like when there are more things to interact with more things. When you're able to find cards from older sets which were good and then were nerfed, and maybe that's why, or were power crept out. That's why we're not necessarily playing them anymore, and then being able to remix them. And I feel like the color identity thing is such a good way to be able to do that. So some of the more value-oriented mice cards could be used for developing, sorry, yeah, some of the more value-oriented mice could then work with, yeah, like the red-blue sort of thing with Baxter Stockman and mouses. But they just don't, and it's stupid. I just don't get it. I feel like there were so many more occasions, and to me it seems like the issue is, again, like the design time and design parameters might be playing an issue there, but that's all Wizards of the Coast's fault. You know, I'm not really blaming the individual designers. It's clear that there are plenty of people there who were passionate about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you know, there's plenty of enjoyable things. And like I said, there's stuff from all the different shows. There's no Venus though. There's no the fifth element. I think it was called the fifth something. You know, there's so much more. Like, there's so much they did, and we appreciate that. There's no Usagi Yojimbo, which I imagine is a licensing thing, but it's a bit sad. I wouldn't mind seeing wouldn't have minded seeing Usagi Yojimbo in, because again, there's no other way we're getting Usagi Yojimbo in Magic. But you know, like, they could have just sought the larger license. You know, there's always a disconnect between the corporate and the creative, and I just think that there's a disconnect between the corporate and good financial decisions with these smaller sets. These smaller sets have not been bearing fruit, and I think like they've been paying licensing fees presumably for presumably steep ones for these different franchises, especially when they're going with ones that aren't Hasbro owned, which they could do more stuff with Hasbro stuff, right? Like, Hasbro owns a lot of stuff. They could do a big Transformers stuff because they've only done like the smaller one. And you know, there's other Hasbro things. I don't have a list in front of me. Admittedly, a few of them I'm thinking of, and I'm like, that's not really something I would prioritize trying to put into Magic the Gathering, like G.I. Joe, right? I think that's Hasbro. But there's still plenty of other things that Hasbro owns rights to, which should be higher priority as well. Because like it just seems like they're doing a lot of Universes Beyond outside of that Hasbro area, and I don't really get that either, because that just means it costs more. I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I feel like there's a degree to which they make sense with sort of the audience of Magic the Gathering. You know, it was interesting. I watched CGB's responding to the survey. Sorry, it's a Magic the Gathering YouTuber called Cobra Blue, and you know, he talked about some of the places where he felt like they sort of missed on the TMNT set, as well as his board in general. You know, like, he's not a big fan of the Universes Beyond things, and especially the one set in New York. I believe he is just like against the general idea of New York City broadly, and in any context, but especially in Magic the Gathering. I personally, I think the New York things is funny. I want the Shadowhunter set. We need more, we need sets that make sense in Magic the Gathering. You know, like, I feel like the thing of, you know, I feel like if Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hadn't pre-existed as a franchise and was an original Magic the Gathering set, Magic the Gathering fans would not care. Like, they would be like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's like a city full of mutants of different kinds and humans and stuff. Like, that's just New Capenna. You know, like, that's, you know, I mean, they don't have like the mutants, but as much, but you know, like, they could. You know, like, it's, you know, like, they've got many worlds which are not that similar. Whereas I think the Spider-Man one is much more similar. That's it. I've seen people complaining about Spider Avatar, which feels like the most Magic the Gathering, normal Magic the Gathering card. Like, I think if you were to pick that card and ask someone whether, you know, which one, you know, if you were to pick a bunch of spiders from different Magic the Gathering sets, including like one of the spiders from Lord of the Rings or stuff like that, and you include Spider Avatar, I don't think people would guess that Spider Avatar was from a mainline set. I think like, sorry, I mean, I think they would guess it was from a mainline set. It feels like you could very easily have like a series of avatars of different animals or insects, just like they wound up doing in Marvel. And that wouldn't feel out of step with the general Magic the Gathering design. But yeah, I mean, I like they're doing things that I have an emotional connection to. I just wish they were doing them in a way which was better received, and I think the main way to get them better received would be to do larger sets. Especially because, again, like, what's the point of not making some of these cards? You're never going to make more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cards, or at least I very highly doubt that. Ninja Turtles cards. I shouldn't have committed to doing this whole level. It's still I need to go to bed. Yeah. I haven't checked. Yeah, I've checked the full set again. I looked at the commander and I looked for characters that felt like they were missing from the commander deck. They've done like, yeah, I feel like there's so much more design space that I've seen them use. Certainly, I was thinking equipment. There's so much equipment that they could use, and that would make a lot of sense in a Magic the Gathering context. Not just the regular equipment, but if you think about the season where the 2003 show, where you have they all get these different magical super equipment, or even the future one. I forget what that season was called, but it was the one that had a subtitle, like the Techno Future one. Like that one, definitely you could. All like futuristic weapons as well, but then even when they just had like the legendary samurai weapons, that stuff I think would very much the Ninja Tribunal. That was what that was related to. If they had the Ninja Tribunal weapons as equipment, you know, like that's definitely like a space where you could make a set of cards across different colors, and that would potentially splash into different builds. I think equipment right now, I don't know how much it is. I feel like the Final Fantasy equipment thing, and I don't think that did that. But that was that good. But more design space is always more design space, you know. I thought mutagen in general was interesting as an artifact. I think an artifact that makes tokens, like as in like a token artifact that makes tokens is like a broader thing. Seems like it's a decent space to tap into to give you more places to interact with in standard. There's a lot of they had like was the previous one, and that makes -1/-1 counters. I'm sorry, I said an artifact that makes tokens, an artifact that makes counters. Yeah, so that's something that interacts with a lot of the related things. Subway map. So I missed one of the subway maps, and I missed 2 of the uplighting ledges. The uplights. There we go. Okay. Okay. I mean, whatever. I can just grab the ladder. I give up. I'll use the ladder. They've beaten me down. Well, I'm broken. Okay, so, and then, yeah, it's not surprising there's just the other side of this. There we go! Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Wizards of the Coast randomly watches this all the way through to that part where I was saying that they should just make the larger sets, because, you know, you have to imagine, you know, very often they have cards that don't make it out of design, and they could have just put more of them out of design, you know? Also, a lot of the cards could have just had like 1 mana removed. If they are listening, the main thing I would ask is to make more cards that cost multiples of a single color, and less cards that are like 3 in a red. I'd just rather have more cards that are like 4 red. You know, I find that's more interesting. It enables like some different strategies that have like more of drilling in on one color. Whereas I think there's just so many ways to create neutral mana that having stronger payoffs that cost less may be harder to play, and enable some specializations of things to go more. Thank you guys for watching. Good night.